We enjoy to see everybody. We thank you for coming out. And first thing we like to do is acknowledge the elected officials, our clerk Shabazz, the village clerk, this is trustee John Cap, and what about that?
Yeah.
Okay. And trustee Clay Brooks. Hey. Trustee Burnham, wherever she might be.
Over here.
Over here? Okay. Johnson on the staff here, Dwayne and Tanya Davis. And I believe we got everybody, I think. Well, again, we welcome you out. It's always a pleasure to see you. And certainly welcome. And again, we appreciate you for being here. What I just like to say, as far as the community goes, we just need to make sure that we look out for one another. Make sure you report whatever incidents that you see in the community. So if you see something, say something. We need to practice that and try to make sure we keep all our families as safe as possible here in the village. We have an... All right, thank you.
Yeah, that's better.
All right, thank you. Thank you. But we have an issue with electric waste, meaning electronic waste like computers and television. A lot of people will throw those out, but we don't really have a way to dispose of those. So you go buy a new television, 50-inch or 60-inch, whatever they are, you put the old one in the alley, well, we have no way to dispose of that. We cannot put them in the landfill. The Illinois legislature passed a new law that you cannot put electronic waste in the garbage anymore. So therefore, we have to come up with an additional way of getting rid of those, and that is an additional expense on the village. Some people, the television will end up behind their house, and they'll call up and say, oh, I didn't put this here. Somebody put a TV behind my house, but you move it. Well, we have no way of knowing whether it's there for somebody else, so that's an extra cost. So that's money that the village will have to spend to have those removed. And also with the refuse collections, the garbage and whatnot, sometimes, we ask people if you have some contractor work done on your house, please don't let the contractor put it in the alley, the concrete, or the drywall, the material. You're paying him to do the job, but he should haul the material away with him. That's right. He should haul away with him. And so we do not want to issue a citation for having extra stuff in the alley, so we ask the people who govern themselves accordingly. We appreciate that. The other thing is, it's a little early right now, but when it comes time for yard waste, for the grass clippings, we cannot use plastic bags. We have to use paper bags. The homeowner will not pick up plastic bags. So there are some bags in the alley that have been out there for a few months, and eventually we'll have to try to transform over. Well, that's extra work on us and the employees, when we could be doing something else. So if everybody would keep that in mind, we appreciate that. We also need to try to keep our village clean and litter-free. I think we have a nice community here. We just need everybody to work together with us a little bit more collectively. And dog owners. Yes. And if you would please not allow your dogs to do their business on other people's properties or on the parkway. I have instructed the police, if they catch my mother with her dog pooping on somebody's property, please write her a citation. Okay? Please write her a citation. So that is very gross, it's unsafe, and it's very uncool, so please don't do that. Even though my mother doesn't live in Burnham, if she did. Yes, sir.
Durant, speaking of dogs, right across the alley here, there's 2 pit bulls, and there's a real flimsy gate there. And one day, one of them dogs got out of there. And I know this because I was walking my son's dog. I don't have a dog personally, but when he goes out of town, I got to watch him. Okay. So I'm walking through the alley, and this dog comes, and they're big, and you can hear them. And when they're inside, one day they're going to break that glass door. You know what I'm talking about? And one day he got out because they only have like a rope holding this flimsy gate. And he got through there. He didn't come after me or my dog, but the owner said, "Did you see a dog?" I said, "Yeah, he went that way."
Did you call anyone?
Well, you know what, there's a police officer lives 2 doors from there. And right next to him, there's another guy got like about 5 dogs in his yard. How many can you have?
I don't believe that there's a particular number to have. We would have to check that out.
3.
To see. We would have to check the ordinance out to see that. I mean, it's not illegal to have them. They just need to make sure they immunize and make sure. So we certainly don't want the dog to get out and do any harm to anyone. Yes, ma'am.
I would like to add about that. The people that have the 5 dogs, they're service dogs. They're actually I rent the house to them, and the pit bulls next door, they actually bit the fence and they broke it, and we had to pay for a new fence and pay for double the fence now, because this when the dogs bit it, they went into my property and bit one of the service dogs, which they had to go to the vet, and it caused a lot of problems. And
I mean, did you report this?
yes, it was reported, but there's nothing much that we can do.
Well, if you report it, then it is a
Yeah,
violation.
I'm just saying that they're service dogs, and there are 5 service dogs.
On that very same block, years ago, there was Rottweilers. And the Rottweiler got a hold of a little girl's head as she was walking from school. And officer, I think it was either Morrissey
your homeowner
or
insurance
Weiser.
company.
One of them said he came there and the
All right.
the dogs were out, and he had to get up
They
on
got
top of
lawyers
his
up
squad
their
car
ass.
to get away from him. And he said he almost shot the damn
Okay.
dog, but the owner
They're
came
back.
out and got him. So if there's dangerous dogs, you got to do something
Are
about
they
it.
still over there?
No, not the Rottweilers, but the pit bulls are.
Well, a couple of years ago, we did have, probably more than a couple of years ago, probably like 10 years ago, we did have a dog was chasing some kids on their way to school, and the police did have to put the dog down. So, I mean, if there's an issue of public safety, then appropriate action will be taken. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I have a dog, that's fortunate, and, the owner will let their dog go, and when anybody's gone, will not pick up the food. Now, how can I stop them from doing that, or what kind of citations do we need?
Well, I mean, what we'll do it, if you meet with us or call the office tomorrow, if you give us the address of that, probably will take care of it.
Take a photograph of your cell phone too.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is a little off track, but is the village of Burnham responsible for repaving from Torrance to the expressway? Because it's really raggedy, you know what I'm saying?
Torrance to Express.
So get up here State Line Road, from Torrance to the expressway, it's like you're dodging holes every morning. I know that's a little off track than what the agenda is, but I don't know, is that a state issue? Is that our issue? And I was just curious. No, it's so you go up here to, at the gas station, you make a right, and that's State Line Road.
State Street.
From Torrance to State.
State Street.
From Torrance to State to the expressway. It's raggedy, going and coming. And I drive to Riverdale every morning to catch the train.
Part of that's Calumet City.
And that's what I was asking.
Well, when you pass Yates Avenue, I mean, the west side of Yates is Cal City, and the east side is Burnham, and on that street, at the north side is Burnham, and the south side is Cal City.
So is that enough budget to get that fixed?
Well,
Sorry.
but we probably would do some patching along the curbway, when you're coming out from Bensley, when you're coming out from Yates, when you're
It's
coming out from
bad.
Calhoun or Hoxton, I mean, at the curb line.
It's
we-
bad.
So we probably will do some spot patching at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I'd like to know who our trustee is. I live on 141st and Hoxie. Is he here or she?
We have 6 trustees, which one?
Yeah,
are you
but
looking
4 West. I'm assuming I'm 4 West.
We don't, we're city village-wide, we don't have wards.
Okay, I'd like to ask a question anyway.
for? With trustees
Oh,
at
yeah.
large.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a residential street, isn't it? It's not industrial.
What street, not the what?
141st and Hoxie, where the firehouse is.
Okay, so what's your question?
It's residential.
But what's your question?
The question?
Yes.
Well, we have more trucks, big trucks, coming up and down that street. Going to that, I call it a junkyard, because there's junk cars in the back, and they don't even own that property.
That's it. Cars parked everywhere,
Them cars, I brought this up before,
with no plates on them, no stickers.
and you went over there, Mayor, you told me, they said those cars, or you called, I'm sorry, you didn't go there, you called, and they told you those cars aren't junk cars, they're waiting for people to come and pick up their cars, they're done.
And no tags on them.
No wheels. No wheels, no trunks, it's a junkyard.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, no excuse, no excuse for them, but
Why they still there?
one issue is that if someone takes a car there and they take it there for repair, for whatever reason, if they don't come back and get the car, they cannot dispose of the car until they go through a procedure.
No, those are junk cars.
Why they
Those
on the
are junk
street?
cars.
Doesn't matter though.
They on the street.
They're on the street and they're in the back. The government owns that land. When they built that overpass, that's why they don't have no houses behind my house. I was told that's gonna be open to the overpass going because they had a lot of accidents from the railroad tracks. So the government owns that land.
It was a machine shop.
It used to be. It used to be.
Now it's a junkyard.
It's a body shop, and they built an
it's a
addition to the
junkyard.
back. And somebody lives in that addition, and they only have 1 point of egress. When people live in they call it a house. You're supposed to have 2 points of egress. Egress means an escape route, a front door and a back door or a side door. They only have one. So whoever's living back there is living illegally. I'd like to know whoever built that addition, if they got a permit.
Well, I think that was done quite a while ago, and I don't even know
Well,
if people have that.
it's still yet. Now we got all these trucks coming up and down that alley. I already brought this up to Chief Bellows before. I know he's retired now. School buses were coming up, full-size school buses, and I said, you gotta wait by the firehouse. The kids come to you. And the lady with half a busload of kids got mad at me for me telling her that, and she flipped me.
Okay. Well, before that business came there, I believe it was 2006 or 2007, and they had come to the village. They had two options: to put a funeral home there, or put a mechanic shop.
Well, neither one is any good because you got no parking.
And so I called about 30 people in the area, and the majority of the people voted for the mechanic shop.
But that's not a mechanic shop, that's a junkyard, just like what he said.
They might work on some cars,
But
but
nevertheless, that situation is not gonna last.
Really?
It's questionable, okay?
Yeah, but-
Move on with that.
but I live there.
Okay.
Are they leaving the junk cars on the street?
You know what?
Yeah.
The alley is so
Yeah.
bad. The alley is so bad, it's got divots. I've seen better streets in a war zone than the alley. And once a month, you come and you scarve up that alley to try and level it up, and you put some more stones. And it's on a hot day, when there's no rain, it's dusty. You can't go in your yard. My garage, if I wash it down,
So you're saying the alley is real dusty, right?
yeah, and we spoke before, you came to me, and you said, would I be willing to pay $700 to blacktop the part behind my property? I said, heck yeah, as long as you put speed bumps there. But that wouldn't do any good either, because you got that open field, they just go around there.
And that's the moment, I think I'm gonna have to raise your taxes a little bit higher to get all this stuff.
Well, the taxes are high enough, that's why I'm asking. Is it a residential area or is it industrial? Because if it's industrial, everybody's taxes on Hoxie should go down.
Or is that railroad property? Like on the adjoining street?
Well, that's government. That's a
That would have to
government.
be investigated.
Railroad is a government.
We'd have to look at pins up. I cannot recollect in my mind exactly what the definition category that is right now,
Most of it's railroad
but
property.
we'd have to look at it. The next issue is, the village stickers. Village sticker always expires June 30th, and sometimes people, either they forget to buy the sticker or whatever reason, they don't come and renew the sticker. And the police write them a citation, then they get mad with us. But the stickers always expire June 30th of every year. And this year, I think the clerk and I and the trustee, we've kind of agreed that we're gonna put out some signs to remind the people when the stickers are due, because we are not trying to get money from the residents of Burnham. The police are just enforcing the ordinance. That's what that's about.
Mayor,
Yes.
if you do not park your car on the street, do you still have to have sticker?
9340.
If you never park your car in the Burnham area, do you need a sticker?
I believe the ordinance would require you to have a sticker. I don't think it has anything to do with you actually parked on the street, but you are using the street going to and from your home and going wherever you're going. I believe that to be the case.
If you're driving on the street, you have to have a sticker. If you got it in your driveway parked, they can't touch you.
Yeah, they can't ticket you if it's on private property.
No.
But they do.
But once you hit the street, if you're driving in Burnham,
They do.
you're fair game.
If they can see it, but don't stick on the newspaper. So.
Yeah, that's
Can't park, they put them in your mailbox.
Okay, back in 2013, we had a big flood over here. A lot of areas we had to flood. Now, if there's anyone, if you had any flooding in your home, if you have any pictures or insurance claims or stuff that was damaged, you could submit that to us, and we could possibly get some money to replace the lift station over there. But we would have to have the evidence and the proof of that in order for us to be able to do that. So, I don't know of anyone who had any flooding. I don't know of anyone. 2013. 2013. I don't know of anyone that had any flood that had to throw things out, had to buy new furniture or things in the basement. So, anyone who fits into that category, then we agree. We also asked if you would update your phone numbers with the village. We need a current phone number so we can contact you if we need to. A couple of weeks ago, we got an emergency call that the water was leaking in someone's basement from the house next door, which meant there was no heat in the house, and the pipes broke, and the water was 4 feet deep, as high as this table or higher, and the water was leaking through the window over the next people's property. If we looked on the file, there was no contact number for the person, so we had to search down someone else who knew him and call him down in Tennessee, to try to get him to send his stepson over here so we could get in the house, so he could get in the house. Then we had to call a contractor out to shut the water from the city. So it would help us if you would update your phone number with the building. At this time,
Can I just ask one question?
yes, ma'am.
If you don't have a water meter, how is it estimated on the bill as to how much you should pay? You don't have it on the phone.
You don't have a water meter?
You gotta have a water meter.
Yeah, okay, please. Yes.
Okay. With the definition of village areas, we have that up there. What that means is that according to the police department set up every area in Burnham by the area, and if you live on the east side of Torrance, down here, that would be area 4E. If you live on the fire department side, that would be 4 West. And the flyer that you got said 4E and 4 West for this meeting tonight. That's the definition of that. In Old Burnham, it's area 1, and I live on the west side of Torrance, around the area where you want taken care of. So back north of that would be area the 3W, and the Village Hall area, the Town Home, and State Street, and Manistee, and Goodrich, and Torrance back to Marquette. That would be area 2, 3E. Okay, we're in the process of, changing out the water meters for the Village of Burnham. Our water meters are probably 25 or 30 years old. They old, they inefficient, and they slow, and we have to change them out. We have to upgrade them. We have to do that. We'll get to that a little bit later.
Are they gonna put them on the outside of the houses?
Well, it depends on where they are now. If they're on the outside, they'll go on the outside. If they're on the inside, they'll go on the inside. Now, depending on where they are, it may cost a little bit more for the infrastructure. And so once the contractors come, if they have to tear into your closet to get to the meter, they'll do that, but then they'll have to replace it back to where it was.
Some of them are behind walls. My daughter's was behind the wall.
Yeah. And they'll have to do that to get to it. They can put it in a more convenient place, but they'll have to repair the wall back. They'll have to do that to get to it.
An average job, is it gonna take 1 day? Just an
It
average.
probably wouldn't take that long. It probably would take an hour. I mean, if it's an average job, it probably wouldn't take that long, but the infrastructure, they just take one out and put the other one in. And I think we passed out the pictures of the meters, what they are. There are certain pertinent questions on there that you can read. It will be an electronic meter, and it will register, and it will be accurate, and we'll be able to get the bills out on a timely fashion. Right now, we do have some deficiencies in our operations. But we send the bills out late, so we in the process of correcting those issues that we have. So certainly, I mean, we are not perfected in that process.
I read in the Chicago Tribune a couple months ago that Burnham wastes, there's a leak somewhere. You're wasting 30% of the village's water. You're aware of that, right? It was in the Tribune?
Well, it's not so much that we are wasting the water, it's the fact that the water is unaccounted for. It's unaccounted for, so the amount of water that we buy and the amount of water that we bill in the different bill, and it's uncollected because we don't really know exactly where it is. And that's one thing that the new meters would correct. I mean, 8% is acceptable, but more than 8% is not acceptable, to the Illinois EPA.
Excuse me, if you don't know where the leak is or where the water wasted from, how are you gonna say the new meter will correct that?
The new meters are more accurate, so we're gonna get a better reading. So as meters get old, they stop counting all the water. So a lot of water's getting through the meter for free right now. So with the new meters, they're gonna be more accurate. We don't think we have a major leak, it's just that the meters aren't
That's the way they put it in the Tribune.
Yeah, they explain it as, we're not billing for all the water we're using, or we're not collecting for all the water we're using.
So there's no way to find the leak or the wasted water until
There
you
is
get
no
a new
leak.
meter.
There's no leak. There's no big leak in the system. It's just that the meters aren't accurate. And the mayor missed the most important feature with the new meters is the red electronic meters have the radio capability, so we're gonna read the meters by just driving by your house.
Yeah, I know about
So
that
we don't
part.
have to go in and read the meters like we are now. They're gonna have a little transmitter on them.
Yeah,
The
they go
vehicle
fast.
rides by, it like pings them, they send the readings back. So they're gonna have accurate readings.
They're
Are they
just
gonna
like
have numbers
lights.
on there that we can check?
Yes, they still do have numbers on the top, so you can double check them. Still, you can read them yourself.
How soon is operation?
Well, hopefully we're gonna try to start in June.
In the summer's our plan, yeah.
I thought they were electronic, you didn't have to come out and pay them, they were gonna automatically transfer.
No, they don't transmit unless you ask them to transmit. They don't transmit full-time all the time. They wait for the vehicle to go by.
Oh, it just has to drive.
Yeah, it just
Oh.
drives by and says, it kind of says, hey, what's your reading? And then the meter reads back. So they're not continuously transmitting your use.
Okay, we have a new business development for Alice Street. We have a company coming in called Environmental Green Grease. And what they'll be doing is going to restaurants, picking up old cooking oil, and they'll be turning it into biofuel. And that would be an asset for the village. This property has been vacant probably for about 10 years. And so now it'll be back on the tax roll. And as we get more businesses into Burnham, and then that would take some of the burden off of you as the taxpayers and all of us. And that is our goal to do that. And we're in the process of acquiring some properties through Cook County, through the no tax bid process. And we have a property down, which I'm not gonna announce it tonight. But there's a couple other loose details we gotta work out, but I'm pretty excited. I think it'll be a big help and an asset for the village.
What's the name of the new business you said?
It'll be called Green Grease Environmental.
And where's Alice Street at, Mr. Polk? Where's that at?
On Alice Street is,
Some other side of?
as you go into
Burnham?
Watch, Indiana, the
Mhm.
last apartment building there, that's Alice Street going.
Okay.
going north.
On what street?
The alley street, it runs on north and south.
It's right off State Street, right before you get to the railroad tracks where the bike path is. It's that street.
Oh, okay.
You make the left to go north.
It would be good if they hired people from Illinois.
Well, if you let me get to that, that'll be next.
Could you
They
say
said
the
it would be
name
good.
again? Green Grease, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Green Grease Environmental. Green Grease.
Wait, no question about that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
I have a question. I've been noticing it's like a big industrial plant doing like these from Granite by the railroad track right there. That's what it is.
I mean, a big what now?
It's like a big manufacturer. I can't
Oh,
make
that's
out
a
what it is.
recycling
It's like,
place.
You mean the scrap metal?
no, it's, if you're going east, it's on the right side. But once you get past the commuter train, you can't see it. It's like something, it's like a wall up there. Is that something over there?
I
You know what
think
he's
that's,
thinking about?
I think that's the new rail yard.
They're gonna be building
It's pretty much up. It's pretty much up. The new rail yard, they're gonna be building the trains and stuff for CTA and
Right.
Metro.
Oh,
Cause I
that's-
went to a meeting about that over here for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you want a job, they have a website, nextstopchicago.com, and they're gonna have some jobs opening over here. Nextstopchicago.com. Go to that website.
You can go to the temp board Alderman's.
Yes. Her name is Sue.
She had meetings, she had more meetings. That's the city.
Yeah.
That's not the village.
Yeah, but it's Chicago, but that 10th Ward Alderman, she had meetings across the bridge over here for it about that, and they're gonna bring a lot of jobs over here. Nextstopchicago.com, and you can sign up.
They should hire people from Illinois, not
Exactly.
from Indiana.
Well, they will be from Illinois as well.
They will.
Yeah. In fact, you and I was at the same.
We
meeting.
sure were.
Yes, ma'am.
I have an issue I brought to you maybe about 3 or 4 years ago about this trucking company. I think it's BB Trucking over here on Manistee. I live on 139th and Manistee. And in the summertime, the smell is unbearable. And I spoke to you before, nothing has happened. And also, I don't know if that yard is just completely gravel where it's dusty. You can't even park your car outside. If you get a car wash today, it just defeats the purpose because it's a lot of dust. And people with sinus issues and stuff, that's a problem. And I brought that to you before, and like I said, it had to be like 3 or 4 years ago, and nothing has ever come of that.
Okay, well, I mean, I did speak to them about that, and I think that they had put some type of oil solution on the soil there, which should have abated the dust. Now, another thing, if you have an issue like that, and if you complain about it, or you mention it, if you don't see the result, then you need to get back with them. But if I don't hear anything from them, then I assume it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And I assume it's okay, so.
Do they actually
But I
own
will
that
speak to them
property?
again.
Do they actually own that property
Yes.
that they're using? They do.
Yes.
Even the streets where they got the abandoned cars parked at?
Now, I don't think they have an abandoned car.
Oh, okay. I'll send you a picture.
So they also bought that lot where the church used to be at, right there?
Yes. Yes. Okay, are there any other questions? That we'll click and do the financial overview of the village, and I'm gonna ask Trustee Cap if he would entertain that.
It's not the financial overview of the village, it just talks about our water fund.
I'm sorry, yeah, you're right, Trustee, thank you.
But maybe we should skip that, maybe we should talk about water rates first, and
You wanna do
that's
that?
our justification.
Okay. Go ahead.
So one of the reasons for this meeting is we're gonna raise the water and sewer rates, and I know you've heard all kind of rumors and how we're going
thought you already
500%, 400%. We haven't raised them yet.
Well, mine's gone up. That's why I'm here.
No, we haven't. We have not. We've made no changes, none to water at all. We haven't made any
You
changes.
know, but here's one of the problems with the water rate for some people. Now, there are some people, we love our good people, but we love you so dearly. I mean, but some people just come and pay the bill as they see fit. If they want to pay this much, they'll pay this amount. If they don't pay all the bill, if you don't pay it all, then it goes to the next cycle. And they continue to do that. And some people don't even pay the current amount, and then it just continues to add up. Then they get mad with us in the village and say, oh, wait, this man, no, but you got to pay the bill.
Maybe sometimes they don't pay it all because they send the bill out late. And it's already double when you get it.
No, if we send the bill out late, if we send the bill out late, there's no penalty for you, okay?
Well, you sent me a bill out and I didn't get it. Somebody sent it back to the post, to the village, and you was trying to give me a penalty. And I've been here 27 years and I never had a late bill.
But you know what, that's just between you and me, don't put our business out there. We'll take care of it.
It was taken care of, but I'm just saying.
There's a difference between us charging a penalty and collecting a penalty.
Well,
There you go.
They was
It's our
charged.
mistake.
But
Don't
they
worry,
was,
we're
they
not
was
gonna charge.
waiting for it. They was waiting for it.
So how much is
So-
it going up?
What? Right, we have. So it's gonna, currently it's $4.25 for each 1,000 gallon, and we're gonna go to $8.50.
$8.
Yes.
100%.
I don't think I need the mic. Okay. So, yes, we are doubling the cost, but we have good reasons to double the
What's
cost.
the good
We're not
reason?
collecting what we're being charged. So we're not collecting, and I do have all those numbers. Yes.
Do we get our water from Hammond or from Chicago?
We get it from both. We get our water from both. We have two
And they're the
sources.
same price?
No.
It's not that much difference.
It's not, yeah, it's just pennies difference between the two sources.
So why do we get them from both? Because the village is split up?
Yeah, it's just the way the system's always been set up. And it was cheaper later on to get some of the water from Hammond.
But why don't we get all the water from Hammond then? If it's cheaper.
Yeah, because we don't have the piping and plumbing in place to do that. We don't have, well, that's some of the reasons why we're raising the prices, to help with some of that.
May 1st. you said.
Yeah, May 1st, May 1st, the start of the new fiscal year for the village.
So the water rate will go up and the sewer rate will increase also?
Okay, so the sewer rate is gonna stay the same. It's gonna stay $1 per every 1,000, which is the cheapest anywhere. There's only one place that's cheaper, and that's Cal City. It's the same price. But we're gonna charge an additional $10 a month sewer fee to help cover some of the expenses of the sewer department. Some of the cleaning and pipe replacements,
What clean?
monthly, $10 monthly.
Are the bills still coming out quarterly?
They're gonna come out quarterly, and we're gonna switch over to monthly. So we're in the process of going from quarterly to monthly as well. But it's like too many changes to do at one time. But we are gonna have accurate readings. We're gonna be able to read the meters on demand. So we're not gonna be doing the estimated reading. And then also, once the new meters are in place, we're not gonna charge a minimum. We're reducing the minimum to 3,000 gallons a month, starting that May 1st. But once we get the new meters, we won't have a minimum. So you'll pay for what you use. So if you only use 1,000 gallons, you only pay 1,000.
You said the $10 gonna cover the cleaning of the pipes and what?
All that sewer maintenance and that lift station the mayor talked briefly about.
I never seen nobody cleaning them.
Yeah, we just didn't catch it.
Oh, I just didn't catch it. Okay, next time you clean it, call me.
Any other, I'll take some water questions quick. Anybody?
I want to know, so by May 1st, everybody should be getting their bill for just April and not for
No, we'll probably,
December?
we'll still be quarterly by then. I don't
before
think-
we and behind the quarter, is what I'm asking, because like
No,
right now.
service period, depending on your service period and one.
Right now, I'm behind the quarter.
Yeah, we'll still be
Depending
behind.
on your,
So if you still.
depending on your
behind the
service
quarter-
period, so like for example, the one that's up on the, here, that's based on a quarterly bill, not a monthly bill. So the service period is from January 1st through March 31st. So it would be $8.50 for say 10,000 gallons, and that would be $85. Then 10,000 gallons for sewer, $1, that's $10. And then you have the sewer tax charge, $10 for each month, that'd be $30. And then
Boy.
it's $10 for each month, because this is still on a quarterly basis.
Yeah, that's
Once
quarterly.
we get the meters put in, then we'll go actual and monthly. Right now, we can't do that. We have to wait till the meters are in place.
And how long is that gonna take?
once we get, first we have to get approved by the Illinois EPA for the loan. Then once that, then bids and whatever has to get done, and then,
I thought we already started installing the water meters.
no, that has not been done.
And
Nobody
some
has-
people have, and some of the meters have gone bad, and we even had to put meters in, but those meters, we'll have to put a wire on it, and that wire will allow us to, for the software to look, download to the village hall, and so it will have an alarm on it, so when they turn your meter readings in, if you have a water leak or something, it will show an alarm, so we will know that there's an issue with the water, so we can let you know. And that's one of the that's one of the advantages to having an upgraded meter.
Just
Yes, sir.
for-
Yes.
I don't completely understand the value of switching from a quarterly billing to a monthly billing in terms of being an advantage to me as a customer. And I say that because I'm the type of person who writes checks, and for me to write a check every month is costing me on my bottom line. I would prefer to write a check quarterly and be one and not have to deal with every month expecting a bill from the village. And also, it seems to me that in terms of logistics, when you think about it, somebody in that department is doing a bill every month for everybody in this village, as opposed to waiting quarterly and just doing one bill. To me, that's manpower saving, that's labor saving. And on top of that, let me add this to you, and you know I'm gonna be telling the truth about this. Any bill that you have in your house, when you think about it, your automobile insurance, what have you, you name it, when you go to a monthly billing, you're paying more. You're gonna be assessed 5 or 10 of it because more work is done. So for you to sit here and tell me that it's gonna be advantage to me as a customer to going on a monthly, no insurance on a monthly basis would give you an advantage. And for you to sit here and tell me that, I don't believe that's
We're not
true.
going to. We understand there's cost of billing. The purpose of going monthly was to make it easier on some of the seniors that when they have to pay that
See,
bill.
now you qualify.
And I believe it's safe to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it is safe to say that 95% of the bills you got come to your house is on a monthly basis. I believe that.
But it's safe to say
On a
also,
monthly
if you are a
basis.
smart senior citizen, you don't want your bills coming every, at least I don't. I prefer to have my bills quarterly. Matter of fact, I prefer to have it annually. And if you think about it, when you get an annual bill, any type of bill, it's gonna be a lot cheaper, your bottom line, than on a monthly basis. Any bill that you can tell me that you're paying annually, whether it's your mortgage, what have you, when you pay it annually, you're a lot cheaper than paying it every 6 months. That's why the insurance companies say, oh, you can pay it every month, because they know the bottom line. They're doing more work, so they're going to charge you for it. But that's neither here nor there. I just thought it out for something, food for thought. Let's move on.
You were the first person that brought that up that would rather play.
Right. We probably get run out of town with
He must be very
I'm sorry,
good
go
at
ahead, sir.
saving.
Thank you for your comments.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
With the water bill being digital now, is it possible that we can pay the bill online?
Yes, it will.
And if we can, will we get a discount by paying online? If you talk about savings, I said, that's the demand power out all together on that one.
Yes, you will be able to pay online,
Yay.
but there's a fee to the village for you to pay online.
Right.
So it's not like we're saving money by letting you pay online, it costs us money.
This is like any other process. You know.
Wait. If you pay online, I don't need to talk to you, I don't need to talk to you, and I don't need to talk to you. I just let my fingers do the talking. Why the extra charge?
Because there's a processing fee for online.
Come on. Oh, Verizon doesn't charge me an extra fee. Bank of America to pay my
Verizon,
mortgage, does it?
They're a bigger company. We're just a village. So if we incur fees, we have to pass, unfortunately.
If they don't charge us anything, we won't charge you anything.
Promise.
Yes, sir, on that.
Okay,
Just
we're on that.
around water, this isn't necessarily the water bills. A year or two ago, I seen the fire department, like all fire departments, when they're going around testing the hydrants, A lot of our hydrants are very old. The one on my block didn't work when you tried to test it. No water came out of it. That's bad. I know they got so many gallons of water on the fire truck. But I mean, we're gonna be doubling the money for the village to give us water, regular water, tap water. But I mean, emergency, regular tap water ain't gonna help me unless it come out of the fire hydrant. So we're spending money now, you're saying we're upgrading the sewer systems, right?
Yeah.
Or we're gonna be using that money to clean the sewer systems and so on, and pay for, you know, whatever, labor or whatever to do that stuff. The village should consider some of that money going to making sure that the fire hydrants are, I mean, I'm not asking for brand new fire hydrants, but they should work.
They should be checked periodically.
And which one
No,
is
they
big
did check it, I'm saying they did check
But
it.
didn't
The
they
fire
not
department
fix
does a
it?
good job, they did check it, water didn't come out of it.
But I hope they fixed it after they found out.
I don't know, that's why I'm saying,
Do you know what the address was, do you remember?
oh, it's down inside Calhoun, it's down the street from my house.
I know you were on 140, but you were,
Yeah, 140, whatever fire hydrant was over, whatever, I can't remember the exact corner of the time.
So it's south of you, right?
Yeah, no, well, south of me, there's only one, there's only the house and then the tracks. It's gotta be, well, it could be, it's gotta, I'm assuming it's north right there.
Are you at 29 or 33?
I'm at 29.
Okay, so it's probably north of you.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's, I just, you know, since we're gonna be spending all this money upgrading the water system and so on, that's something that should be corrected if we're gonna be spending all the money.
Yes, it definitely should.
Well, doesn't the fire
It should
department
be.
keep
More money on
records?
them, too.
They should be checking them, they should be.
They do, they do,
should
I'm
be
not complaining at
repaired.
the fire department, that's how I know.
Right.
I see them doing it, I'm like, wow, the water didn't come out there.
I mean, we'll follow that up and make sure.
Yeah.
It hasn't worked in 20 years.
What, that one hasn't?
No. I see a house catching on fire, they hooked up to it, it didn't work.
Did you report it to them?
You knew about it.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
What?
When they made the top
Now listen now.
I know about one that was leaking by my house, and I called Nelson Plumbing myself, and the next day they came and fixed it.
That's different.
Okay, now look now, we all have a responsibility. If you see something, say something. If you see something, say something. Don't say something, don't say anything. Because the mayor, the clerk,
The
the
fire
trustees, we
commissioner
can't
was
see
on, he
everything.
reported it, they never fixed it, it's never worked.
You know, we've had people breaking in people's houses, and people didn't say anything. Please call. Please call.
Yeah, they pretend
Please call.
they see, but they pretend they don't see.
Well, that's my point, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Another
that's
question.
where the neighbors are.
I have a question. I know the paper says accurate reading, radio frequency, sometimes they give out false readings. So have you guys checked on any other suburbs that have these sensitive iPhone readings?
Yes, we have, and they're
What
very
suburb is
accurate.
Yeah. Very accurate, yes, sir.
Excuse me,
Yes, ma'am.
you saying when we get the new meters, water meters, we're gonna be billed every month. Okay, Illinois has the water meters, they're not billed every month, they still bill quarterly.
I think they're billed every 6 months.
Well, 6 months, whichever one, I know it's not every month, they got the new meters, I know that for a fact.
Chicago.
Now, let me say, this rate will go into effect May 1st. Now, but it may not even be until January next year before we actually start the billing, because we gotta get up, we have to get them all done, right? Right?
Well, they don't all have to be done, but.
Depending on the service period. So whenever your service period starts, say your service period has May 1st, then that's when that rate would be implemented.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying, but we need an actual reading though. We need an
Right.
actual
Well,
It
reading.
depends on your service period.
Illinois got new water meters. They just go by, boop, boop, and you get your bill every 6 months, or every 3 months. It's now every month bill. They got the new meters that you're
You know what,
talking about.
we can change that. I mean, if people have trouble with the monthly billing, I'm sure we can stay quarterly, because it's costing us extra money to do monthly.
Exactly. That's what
It's
you
gonna be
got.
on.
It's gonna cost you more money.
Right.
But it's to your advantage to do monthly, because what if you use,
Not
say,
cost effective.
2,000 gallons one month, and the next month you use 3,000? Well, that 1 month, you're gonna get billed for what you actually used once we have the meter.
Well, you gonna get billed what you actually use with the 6 months or the 3 months. Unless it's somebody cheating
I
somewhere.
mean, we could take a look at it. I mean, we could take a look at it. I mean,
Yeah.
That's something to look at.
we could take a look at it, so, Who knows, we might bill every 2 months. We could take a look at it.
Yeah,
We'll
take a
at
good
it.
look.
If you really wanted it quarterly, we could accommodate you.
Okay,
I
great.
think that we all need to understand that this is a small village. It's only 4,000 people in this village. We're not Chicago.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
On your usage, not the rate, not the
Our
usage.
rates stay the same, our rates have the same for 10 years, right?
We didn't get that
We're
question.
4 months behind for 2 years.
Yeah.
Can't keep up with the paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to know, since like my original question, I'm falling behind for water with my bill. So when the new rates come into effect May 1st, do I have to pay those prior
No,
payments on
it's
the
gonna be adjusted. We're gonna adjust the bills based on this billing cycle.
Okay.
So if you had 2 months at the old rate and 1 at the new one, it's gonna be handled in the bill. We're gonna adjust that. So everybody's gonna start evenly, no matter when your billing cycle is. So some people will have 1 month at the new rate, some will have 2 months at the new rate, some will have all 3 months that one. But everybody's gonna pay the same, no matter we're gonna divide the usage by the third and then calculate. So we're gonna make that fair. It doesn't matter when the cycle. There was no way for us to start it evenly for everyone because of the overlap in the billing cycle, so it's gonna be addressed.
Do we still have the senior discount?
We're ahead on one. That's one for us, right?
Yes, sir. Mr. Durkin?
We still have the senior discount?
No,
No.
it will not be a senior discount.
Oh, who voted that
There will not
in?
be a senior discount.
Not on water.
There will not be a senior discount, and the reason being, we cannot have a senior discount anymore because it's really putting us in the hole financially. We paying the full rate, we just cannot afford to give it, less than it is.
But what we're gonna do for the seniors is we're gonna charge you what you actually use once you get the new meter. So we're thinking there's a lot of seniors in town that live by themselves and probably use 1,000 gallons. And this way, with the new system, you only pay for what you use.
That's a good point.
Instead of making you pay for 10,000 gallons or giving you a deal on 10, even though you're only using probably 3. With the new system, we're gonna charge you for what you use.
Mr. Cap, that's a very good point.
100% more.
See, we're kind of thinking,
We're trying to work with you, we're trying to work with you.
Are you trying to for what we use now? You trying to more than we use?
More than
Well, that's only for you, Mr. President.
we're charging, actually,
I know, only for me.
currently, the minimum is 10,000.
Yeah.
All right, we have a question over here.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, since I pay all my bills, online, I don't have to, but if it's a fee, where you can put $1, $1.50, or what would you charge for the fee?
It was, the fee to online was percentage, so like 3% or something.
Okay, some percent of whatever your bill is.
So that's why we can't give you a discount that we're paying, that processing.
In a couple of years, if the Lord bless me, if I'm still here, then I'll qualify for that senior rate, but guess what? I'm never gonna get it.
No, you're not gonna get it.
Some people have had it for years, but I will never get it.
Well, we need it. We done got all we needed.
Yes, Ms. Beers. Ms. Beers.
Yes, I have another question on a different subject. Recently, it was implemented in Chicago that cell phone bills would be charged for, I don't know what it's specifically for because I've seen 2 charges on my bill. And in the last 2 months, my cellular bills, what I'm speaking of, has been charged because we have a Chicago zip code for those fees. I was pretty upset when I saw it, and I know I work downtown Chicago, and if something happens, I want to be able to call 911. So that was my consolation for paying it. But my question is, could the village investigate that charge being distributed to us as non-Chicago residents? We have no say in the matter, so I thought perhaps I would just bring the issue up, and you guys look at your bills and see what you're getting charged. City 911 tax. Does that go to Burnham? That go to Chicago. It is a Chicago charge.
I mean, actually, that goes to the 911, the emergency 911, so it does not go to the village of Burnham, so it goes to the 911 center, for the emergency call. And it's because of the 60633 zip code, which we share with Hackbridge. And sometimes you put up Burnham, the 60633 will pop up Chicago. And that's the reason for that, because Burnham doesn't have a post office. We share the post office with Hackbridge.
But you should contact them and tell them that you don't live in Chicago.
I did that.
At least
I have no win on that.
No, if it is charged to the right place, then the money will go to the 911 center that we're part of, not Chicago's 911 center.
Okay, but how would we know that?
Right, how would you?
Without contacting the.
They couldn't even tell me. I asked who was putting the charge. Oh man, we don't know. But you're billing me.
That is a state. That is a state law.
It is.
It's a state law. So they're going to charge you no matter where you live. The point is that the money should go to the right
Yeah,
fund.
but Illinois put that 911 through.
Yes, they did. You're right. They did. It's an Illinois state law.
Put that
Let me say
911.
this, sometimes Burnham residents go to Chicago and they get issued citations for not having a Chicago sticker. I mean, if that happens to you, please contact the village clerk here. She'll give you a certified letter from her office. And we'll take that to the court or wherever it has to be taken to, and so that can be rescinded. Okay, so that happens from time to time. That does happen.
And you have.
I just want to. Yes, sir.
One last question. How come we can't get connected with China City? Sometimes I see the trucks will be after that house, plumbing and everything. Why we can't get this close to Chicago?
What's the question?
What was it?
This is for 60426. How come we can't have this?
I know we
have a city zip code.
Right, we've fought with the Postmaster General, and we've gone round and round for years and years and years. There's really nothing we could do.
Even our car insurance in state Chicago.
Exactly.
You have to let them know that they charge the rate for Burnham, because there is a rate, but depending on the company, they might not.
Right.
Yeah, they can do what they can do, and there's really nothing we can do.
We was having this discussion 20 years ago about the zip code, and there was some people that was in a meeting, and they said, well, then if you live in Burnham, you pay Chicago rate or whatever. And I specifically asked them, so if you could bring us to proof, and we could investigate it. And that was 20 years ago, and I haven't got it yet.
If we had our own zip code, don't you think they would still charge us the same rate as they do with people in Chicago, since we're right across the track?
No, don't say that. No, this is suburbs. Don't play. Get all the bells.
Right. Different companies will say different things. Right.
State Farm does not allow that, and I think everybody wants State Farm. It's their premier. So no, they do not play that. 606 is Chicago. That's the way they look at it. We tried.
Eating a lot. That could be your water money.
Who you telling? Hey, who you telling? I'm like, that's the suburb. Burnham, 606.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson, you gonna look into that for us?
I'll look into it.
Okay, so we got an investigative report here.
All right, Mr. Johnson, we're going to hold you to that.
I do have one question. If the Burnham is considered a village and not like a suburb, what can we do as residents of this neighborhood? What can we do to get that policy changed? Because nothing's gonna happen unless a policy or something in place get changed. So what can we do to change the policy, or find out how do we change from a village to a suburb?
We are a village, and we are a suburb.
We are a suburb.
It's a village and a suburb.
It's a village and a suburb?
Right.
Yeah.
I said a village in the suburb.
Oh, village
We're in the suburbs. We're a suburban.
I have a question. Is there an order you can come up with, like a mayoral order, like a letter you can give out to all the residents of Burnham to say, hey, this person, their name or their address is the city of Burnham, to give to our insurance company telephone from your office?
We have done that in the past when people have got tickets. Right?
Yeah.
There's one thing that you have to keep in mind. When you go to the Secretary of State of Illinois, you need to make sure that it says Burnham, Illinois 60633.
Yeah.
Secretary of State, when you put in the zip code 60633, it defaults to Chicago. You need to make whatever ruckus you need to do to make sure that they put Burnham. Because if they put Chicago,
That's your problem.
No, what I'm asking is there something from your office,
but that
from the village
your
of
ID
Burnham?
would have Burnham.
Huh?
Your ID states where you live, and it would state Burnham. That's why I'm saying you need to make sure when you go to the Secretary of State, your state ID, your driver's license, that is correct on your identification.
Okay, outside of that, is there anything from your office?
No, there is
There's
not.
no order that you can give me saying 606, whatever is a Burnham zip code.
No.
Now, that really wouldn't matter because Burnham is a local municipality and the post office is regulated by the federal government, and the municipality does not have the authority to overrule the federal government.
As long as they use the 2108 behind it, 60633-2108 Burnham pops up.
That's it.
And sometimes it does, sometimes it does not.
60633-2108 that pops up, it changes from Chicago to Burnham.
Sometimes it does and sometimes it does not.
That's true. Sometimes
Okay, that's good to know.
Try that. I ain't know that.
Your driver's
Okay,
license.
I have one last question. Is there a way for you to draft a letter to do that? I mean, I don't see why it can't come from your office just to draft a meritorial from you, Mayor, saying, hey, this is what we can have to give to the, because I don't want to go to the Secretary of State and fight them for where I live. Is there a
If
way?
you need a letter like that, then it's something maybe we can take a look at, but we're not gonna be able to draft a letter for the whole village, because some people don't need that. And like I said again, I mean, we will try to deal with situations like that on a need-to-be basis.
Right.
Yeah, but print a letter for everybody in the village, the answer to that was a problem.
Or you can put it on the website so we can just print it out.
How is it?
You know what, I really think we should do maybe a judicial order.
Is it over with?
Because honestly, I think that takes the pressure off of us having to
I
fight
always say that. It's
for
over with. I am.
our address being Burnham and not Chicago. I don't think that's my problem.
I mean, I don't think it's a fight, because I never had an issue, and I've been in Burnham for 21 years, and I never really had an issue with it. I mean, I do get mail sometimes that says Chicago, I mean, but when I go somewhere and give my address, I make sure that they know it's Burnham.
It's different. I had a problem as Secretary of State from changing my ID to Burnham, and they were like, well, sir, it's coming up Chicago. I don't know what to say.
Then ask for a manager.
You know?
That's what I tell the residents.
Right, but,
Ask for a
but
manager.
outside of all of the headache and the stress
It's
to
just-
alleviate
it's
all of
part of
that,
us living in
there's no
Burnham.
order that can come from your office. Is that what you're telling me, Mayor?
Again, I'll say for the record.
I just want to make sure.
I'll say for the record, the Secretary of State, I mean, the Secretary of State is not.
What if I draft a letter?
Oh my God.
Thank you.
I mean, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of State, I mean, it's mandated by the state of Illinois, and the village of Burnham is a local municipality, and a local ordinance cannot supersede a state statute, okay?
You just better use that 2108 like she said. She said tell them 606-33-2108. They hope that do something.
Say it's gonna come to burn.
Any more questions?
I guess it would be called the lagoon back there, the preserve. What are they doing back there behind Burnham with that lagoon that's back there?
I'm sorry?
In Manistee?
You know where that path is in that lagoon, right at.
What are they doing back there now?
Right there.
Oh, the forest preserve.
Yeah.
Forest
I don't
preserve.
want that.
They're making it nature preserve. They're making that, changing that area back to the way it was.
How was it?
Like hundreds of years, like a prairie, and they've been like going through there.
So are they
You
gonna
can do
dry the
bird
water
watching back
out?
there too.
What?
So are they gonna dry the water out?
I don't know, that water's been there. Yeah, I mean, it used to dry out in the summertime, but it doesn't really dry out anymore.
Well, I think y'all need to keep it a little bit cleaner, cause it looks awful back there when you look out your window. They don't, yeah, all them trees, all that, the bush, once it grows up there, they don't do any maintenance with it.
I think that's the Cook County Forest Preserve
Yeah.
area.
No, it's
and
the
they
forest
handle
preserve, yeah,
that
Cook County,
because
they're
it's
making it
always
like a
back
nature
there.
preserve again.
Yeah.
Bird watching and all
I
that.
know, but that's part of our alley, and once the summer comes and that stuff starts to grow, it looks horrible back there.
I think we're not talking about that before.
Yeah, and people throw their trash out there, I mean, it's awful.
I know it, that's what you're talking about.
Mayor Pope.
If you
Mayor
don't
Pope.
see any progress back there, make sure you call my office.
Mayor Pope.
Yes, sir.
I had what I do when I have that, instead of getting
Okay,
a
could we have
letter,
you tentatively?
instead of getting a letter drafted, when I go to the Secretary of State or I get new insurance or anything like that, what I do is take a piece of current mail.
That's what I do.
With Burnham on it
Burnham.
already, and then give that to them to show proof that
Yeah.
you do live in Burnham. And that should suffice.
With the other 4 digits of the zip code.
And it could be an official piece of mail, maybe from a government agency or something like that.
The gas
Water
company
bill.
never makes a
The water
mistake.
bill was the village of Burnham.
That's right, Night Court never makes a mistake.
Yeah,
They never make
That's
a
right.
mistake. Use that night court bill.
High water bill, they'll feel sorry for you.
We don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Night court bill.
Yes, ma'am.
Was the issue, with the park on High Street, 139. When are they going to give that a facelift?
Okay, so what is it that you would like to see done?
I'd like you grab down
Girl, let me state
That's
pay.
a park district park, yeah, kind of Memorial Park.
is it affiliated with Burnham?
The park district, but we pay taxes to them.
Excuse me, miss. It's February. We gotta be nice to the gas company.
You know, nobody's complained about that.
Switch over to comment.
Damn gas.
Okay, well, usually the way that has to work, usually the way that has to work is that the request has to go into the park district, and they have to put it in the budget for the next year in order to get the new swing and stuff like that.
It might even be, but we don't even know if it's the other agenda for this year. I'm not sure without asking.
In fact, I talked to the director today, but I didn't know we had that.
They do come by the meetings.
Yeah, it needs new equipment, it needs new, wood chips, I mean, you can sit right in it, bring that dog in there, and like, it's not the ones who make the children play.
Now, if you see people with the dogs in there and take care of business, then you can let us know about that. I don't, I understand.
Yeah. So what do I do?
I would call them, put your number down and come in.
Concern me, cause my kid ain't going there. I know, right? I ain't messing with them like that.
First, I want to say thank you for having this meeting so we can feel free to ask these questions. I do want to appreciate that. The second thing is with the water meter, you're saying it will start. You're going to start installing it in May or June, right?
Maybe later than June, maybe July, sometime late in the summer.
Okay, now when will we start getting billed for this new?
You was late.
Maybe.
Service, whenever your service period starts as of May 1st. So depending on your service period, like say if it starts March through the end of May, then you would probably get the 1 month at the new rate and the prior ones at the old rate.
Okay, so my question with that is, if we're still under the faulty meters and it's not accurate, how are you going to charge us these new rates if it's not accurate?
Well, let me answer that. I mean, with us being under the old meters, it benefits you more than it does us.
How?
No, it
I mean, it
doesn't.
costs the meter.
But then if you try to do something, we ain't even got the new meter, we're being cheated.
I mean, that's only you.
Well, somebody else said they ain't been cheated.
Let me say this for the record. I mean, the village of Burnham is not in the business to make money.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
The village of Burnham is not The village of Burnham is not in the business to make money. I mean, we are here to deliver services. I mean, but we need to be paid for those services.
Yeah, we understand that,
So,
but don't
I
try
didn't
to
get an
cheat
answer to my
us.
question.
Oh, I have the answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the old meters are inaccurate. They have a little propeller inside that spins. I don't know if your house, if you're close to your water meter, you can hear it spinning. And as they get old, they wear out and they don't spin. So the new meters are done electronically where they don't have a little turbine or propeller that spins.
Well,
So
mine
right
spins.
now, a lot of water's getting by that we're not collecting on because you're not paying for it. You're not paying for it because you don't know you used it. They're so inaccurate. At least 10% or something they are.
If
based
you were
on
getting
old
more.
And then sometimes people
Over the
will open the door
rate.
for us to let us in to get the reading.
So my question to you is, can you keep it at the same rate until you get the accurate meter reading? Because
I mean,
my
you will
problem
have
is, like some people have gotten new meters and they might be accurate and it may be like triple what we are expecting.
I mean, we need a current reading. We just need a current reading. I mean, that's gonna be the goal, to get a current reading, and we're gonna push the efforts up to do that, to get a current reading. And if you notice, we had the fire department out helping us to do that. They've done a pretty good job at that. We just need a current reading. And if you help us with that, cooperate with us on that, but then.
How do we help you get a current reading?
Read your meter.
No, I'm saying, if our meters are inaccurate, and is what you're telling us, how do we get a current reading?
We're not saying that every meter is inaccurate, but we're saying the older the meter
Well, the
are,
gas company
I
got
mean, the
that.
less efficient they are, and some of them run slower. I mean, by them doing that, that benefits you.
So would it be possible to leave it the way it is until we get the new meters?
No, we have to start somewhere. We need to start putting new meters out. We need to start.
Well, you need to start putting the new meters up, but you're not supposed to charge us before we get the new meter.
If you get an accurate reading, it won't make any difference.
When I get an actual reading, I call my reading in. You can go look at it, I call my reading in. I've been here, like I said, 28 years. I never had a late bill or not paid bills.
We appreciate it.
Glad my point taken.
We appreciate that, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a comment, and I'm not trying to be facetious.
Can we have everybody's attention, please?
I just have a comment, that's all.
Could we have? Could we have it 1 minute? I'm sorry. go
I
ahead.
just think everything, the world is designed for us for technology, and that's all that it is, and there's nothing that we can do about it. Because you got Vicor, you got all the gas companies that does the same thing, technology, that's all.
I'm not
That's
against
what Vicor
that.
do.
I'm
That's
against
on me,
them
read
saying
them.
they're charging me before I get the new meter.
I mean, as long as we get the reading, then it won't matter.
Okay, well.
As long as we get the reading, okay?
We have to start somewhere in terms of the rate.
And it needs to be updated, it's outdated.
We have a question over here. We have a question over here.
I want to ask, a part of our property taxes goes toward water also, right? Don't we get money back from them? Do we have to pay all this money for the,
I'm sorry, what was that?
on the property tax bill?
Which item, like what?
Water.
The
Was
water.
it? No.
Where it says
Sanitary district,
It
probably.
would be Metropolitan
Right,
Sanitary Reclamation District. That
Yeah,
area.
that's what it is.
That's the sewage treatment part of it.
That's not water?
It's
No.
not clean water, it's dirty water, it's the sewage treatment. That's
So
what
do
that-
we get money back from them, from Cook County for that?
No, and they don't
No.
help us, they won't help us with that lift station either, when they get all that money from us.
The only way they might help us if we can find some flooding that occurred in Burnham back in 2013, like I said earlier.
That's a flood.
Yeah, that's
We
the
can prove it.
sewage treatment part of the system, and that's, you have a separate line item.
So there's nobody out there to help us pay the CPA bill?
Yeah, because don't pay no water bill.
Well, we have to get a loan, and then just maybe somebody will win the lottery and donate us a couple million. I'm sorry, this man.
So the rate, the new rate is $8.50.
Yeah.
What happened to the rest of the $11?
I don't know
Well, that's
any
a good
idea what
question.
you're talking about.
Will that hit us at the end of the year unexpectedly?
No.
No.
We have to, I mean, actually, we looked at some alternative issues, and we came to the conclusion that we didn't have to do that. So it'll be $850. I mean, technically, right now, I mean, right now it's $11, but we're not gonna charge that.
So is it guaranteed that you're gonna get the loan, or you really don't know?
Well, it's not 100%, but we're pretty sure we will.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I do have one question, just not a question, but more of an observation. With the property tax, and it's been in the Tribune, there's the article regarding that most of the houses that's in the Burnham, Burnham, Calumet City, if you try to sell a house, mostly the house is going to be underwater. The property tax we are paying now, they're saying like if you bought a house, say up in Burnham, Berwick, and they're paying tax, they're going to get exactly what they paid on that house. If you come out here to the south side, you're not getting that price for the house. Most of these houses now, if you try to sell them, it's going to be underwater. You're not going to get what you paid for the house. Right. So my question is this. Next time we have a meeting, is it possible to get one of these congressmen or whoever's involved with trying to change that? Because something's wrong with that. People have paid big money to live in their house, and if they want to sell the house, they should be able to get what they paid for, not go up underwater. That is a very big problem in the south side of Chicago.
Well, you know that the economy,
last time.
What did he say?
And he said that he wasn't a personal shoeshine boy for Michael Madigan, and I told him he was. Because anybody Michael Madigan appointed, he was an African American, and he was appointed because Michael Madigan needed him.
Right.
And he came over here trying to tell other people, that he won an election. I said, you were appointed by Madigan, and you know it. Don't tell these people that. But yeah, that is a problem.
So really, the problem is Cook County in the state of Illinois. We have the highest taxes in the state. Illinois has one of the highest tax rates in the entire country.
Yeah.
So it's not just a Burnham problem or a Berwyn problem. It's basically a Cook County, and our taxes are so high.
And in order for us to get new businesses to come to town, then we have to offer them a tax incentive, which is called Class 8, that reduces the property taxes to bring that incentive to here. And then to put that property back on the tax roll, it's like for a 10-year period of time, for them to get the business up and get it running. And I don't think I mentioned about the environmental green grease. They are going to need to hire a full-time person to work in the mechanic shop, to work in the shop, to have clean up, to assist the mechanic. And that job will probably start out about $12 an hour. If the person works out good, it'll probably go to $15 an hour within 90 days or so. And I'm going to put that they have somebody from the village of Burnham for that.
Amen.
I have no problem you giving a new business incentive, lowering their taxes or whatever, to get them to come here. But also,
Well, I think every town has to do that.
Yeah, we're not doing that, the county, it's a county.
It doesn't matter, as long as they hire people from Illinois. If you go up and down State Street, most of them businesses I know are Cal Cities. You go by there, and all the license plates are from Indiana.
Yep.
Well, now the thing is now, even for businesses in Burnham or Cal City or wherever it is, you cannot discriminate and say, well, you don't live over here, so we can't hire you.
Well, if you give them a tax break, that's what I'm saying. You're giving them something. And you can't say 100%. You can tell them 80% of your workers have to be from Illinois.
I don't know if you can
or
give
you
them
pay the tax.
I don't know if you can give them a percentage of that magnitude.
You know what upsets me, Mayor? They go on TV, the governors of Missouri, Indiana, Wisconsin, and they're laughing at us.
Yeah, but that's for, that's for political purposes.
Well, you should do your part. Everybody that lives in Illinois, should get a job.
One lady came to the meeting and she told me, she said, you don't do nothing to ride around. I said, miss, I said to myself, if you really knew what I did, you don't need praying to God to forgive me. You got no idea what I did. No idea whatsoever.
Yeah, I guess my last personal statement. When are we gonna get the alleys fixed? I'm tired of that irregular alley.
You and I will lock horns after the meeting.
We hope, just lock that alley.
Same way I feel about state.
Now again, there are some people's garages are sitting a little bit lower than the grade. There's a house at 140. Miss D, I believe the house is next to your house. That garage is sitting at least 10 inches below the alley. There's nothing can be done to keep water from going into that garage.
Right. Floods all the time.
That house right there on the north side of you,
Right.
there's nothing to be done.
Can you tear it down?
And then they tore the garage down. Then they tore the garage down and they built a new garage and they didn't raise the grade. I wonder why they do that.
What was the purpose?
Well, what they got to do fix the alley?
So there's nothing we can do about it.
That's not my alley, that's been.
No, but I'm just saying, I just put that out there.
Well, put the cement in the alley.
Gotta raise your taxes.
That's all right.
Anyway,
They off anyway, so might as well get some benefit. Might as well get some
We
benefit.
will do the best we can to increase and do whatever it is that we can do. We'll be doing some spot patching on State
I don't want you to
Street.
spot patch it, I want you to level it level it out like they did Sibley. You can ride from Torrance up to that expressway and Sibley is smooth sailing. I want the same thing done up here.
That was a state road.
Well, I need y'all to get involved with the state for this one here. That's why I asked you tonight. Didn't I ask you that?
Right, it's not.
So I need the same thing done. I don't want to hear it. I'm tearing up my car. Y'all ain't gonna get y'all money. Y'all taxes paid. Look, fix it. You gotta get reelected, don't you?
What are you talking about?
You gotta get reelected later. And I'm
We'll
not
do our
gonna
best.
be
We'll
my
do
car
our
trying to
best.
get to my
We'll do
money.
our best. Are there any other questions? Are there any other questions?
We're here if anybody has any.
We have some refreshments up here. Please come up and enjoy yourself. And we thank you for coming and we'll find you another time.
Oh, is he straight home? You go straight home, yeah.